Hello, I'm here. You don't know who I am, but it may come to a shock to you. I was in honor roll in high school, um, and not intentionally did I escape prison, but I have a manifesto. I also have a new lawyer. Uh, Judge Wooten, is anyone here? I am here. I have taken over this channel. Look, I am here. I'm looking for the YouTube monies. I was told everyone has used my interview to put out bias and totally mean stuff because I was totally unintentional, guys. Ugh, I have such cotton mouth, you guys, cotton mouth all over the place. I I don't want to drink. I mean, I can barely ever drink. I mean, look, I never ever want to drink sometimes. And I mean, this isn't even really booze if it's
What I'm doing. Is there people?
I'm getting a lock. Um Anyways, I've sent like a bajillion letters out and I just look, I know that all of you have made all the monies off of my interviews, and this this particular channel has made so many videos making fun of me and my fun-sized boyfriend. I can't believe it. Um, and, she always makes fun of me, and she thinks that it's hilarious, and I had a letter written to her, let me see, to my 18th lawyer. No, that's not it. Okay. No, back here. To YouTubers I hate. All right. Here we go. Mo in the deep end. You are not funny. Perspective from Webster's dictionary. At least I get to use a real pen this time. Don't have to use a nubbin. You are not funny and you are mean. And I had to look up perspective because when I was on honor roll in high school, I was not drinking as much booze. Um, yeah. Well, I haven't gotten quite through with that, but I have been told that I need another 18th lawyer, and this is just patently unfair. I was unintentional. This is unintentional and allegedly. And does anyone know where I can find Judge Wooten or the money that I made on YouTube for all of those YouTubers? I am internet famous, gosh darn it. This is not the America justice that I had. I voted in prison, damn it. I'm That's it. Dear Governor DeSantis, I don't care that you wear high heels. Question mark. My name is Sarah Boone. You probably know me because I am famous. Very famous. But people have been very mean to me on the YouTubes and not sent me my money, including my rat bastard of an ex-husband who I was cheating on for 2.5 years. Um, please make him send me money. Gosh, I'm so parched. I don't want to drink. I don't know why she had booze just around her house. How was I supposed to resist? Anyway, in conclusion, unintentionally. In other news, I guess Sarah's on what, lawyer number 27,000. She's gonna get right off to Steve Gosney. You know she is. And poor Steve Gosney is gonna turn as jaded as I am. In first news story, a Indian officer attempts CPR on a poisoned snake. Why? Good evening, this way up, Carlene, Stray, Paige, Eris. Probably, for the love of all that is Cheetos. An Indian constable known for rescuing snakes gave one serpent mouth to mouth CPR. No, no, we don't. Not, no, no, we just let that poor creature of God die with dignity. We do not give a venomous snake CPR in Moe's world. No, we don't. But apparently he did. Steve would have to write 20 books to get over the experience of Sarah Boone. Yes. Shocking footage uploaded across social media shows the moment Atul Sharma of somewhere in India that rushed to attend a non-venomous snake that had slivered. No, no, you know what? It was the snake's time. Do not mess with destiny. This snake had seen the white light. It was with its snake granny. It had seen, all of its snake's ancestors. It had the whole, after death scene. It was partying with his ancestors, and you brought it the hell back. Why? No, we don't bring snakes back. It's
Guess
not
what happened?
Griffin.
They all
I'm getting a lock and a force field and maybe the wall to quote Orange Man, "The wall just got 10 feet taller." So I put Fry in my room because I knew that he would try to get out for trick or treating. You know, sometimes, despite cosplaying as Sarah Boone and drinking alcohol, I have good ideas. Now, again, shut the door, tell everyone I'm streaming, like the last couple months. Youngest, most feral, lets Frybert out. Frybert gets out, starts wanting to go with all the trick or treaters. Ugh. You really do need to cut all of that stuff with Diet Sprite. I don't know how Sarah Boone became an alcoholic, honestly, for the love of all that is holy. Well, apparently he saved the snake, which is good for the snake, but bad for humanity. And why? Just why, sir? Apparently, it is not possible to use CPR to resuscitate a snake, but he has saved more than 500 snakes and send all congratulatory mail to this man. He has saved all the snakes. Happy Snake Day to him. Send all snakes to Snake Island. Let them all have one island and leave all of us alone. Yes, check out Steve Gosney. He is the world's best Christian. He is that light on a hill. He's so sweet and nice. And I dress up as Sarah Boone, okay? Honestly, and make fun of, her to the nth degree. So, really, just he's a nice guy and he knows all the things and he's super duper smart and he plays the bass guitar. So, he is awesome possum in my book. From the Babylon Bee, we have Portland neighborhood terrified by residents dressing up as a normal middle class family. Can I tell you so this is kind of off the point, and today will be off the point because I have had to deal with 3 hyperactive children that just wanted to get outside and go trick or treat. And, you know, if any of you are parents, those hours prior to trick or treating are the longest hours in the entire world because it's like, "No, you cannot eat spaghetti in your costume because you're an astronaut and it's white and you're not going to be a dead astronaut. So no, you cannot eat spaghetti in your." So it's keeping hyped up kids from getting out. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful Halloween. It is cold as well, as cold as a witch's hoo-ha down here. But yes, Portland, unhinged terror has cast its evil shadow upon the quaint northern Portland neighborhood of Portsmouth in response to reports that several locals have dressed up as a stable, happy middle class family. I will have to look, but I think it was maybe Debbie W. Sea Souter. Yes. Quote, "I get it. People love to be scary and provocative on Halloween, but this is a bit much," said a concerned neighbor, Charlene Jennifer, herself dressed as a steampunk witch of the alternative lifestyle type. Like, no one wants to see that when they walk through the neighborhood. It's disturbing. I think you gifted memberships, and Sea Souter got one. The Swanson family, who moved into the neighborhood just a month ago, are reportedly confused by the strong reaction to their neighborhood or their appearance. These aren't costumes, explained John Swanson, the family's self-identified patriarch. We're just a normal family. We don't even celebrate Halloween. Oh, it is possibly doing a little bit of that here. According to sources, neighbors are absolutely convinced that the Swanson family's insistence that they aren't in costume is in itself a part of the costume, an elaborate form of method acting to help them stay immersed in the terrifying characters. Whatever the case, Portsmouth residents agreed that the Swanson family needs to tone it down a bit. Oh, for the love of goodness. It'd be sad if it wasn't so true, but apparently, Tennessee has gone off the rails, just like everywhere else, so at least we're consistent. Tennessee officials pay $125,000 to settle a claim that they arrested a man for a meme about a fallen soldier. Now, look, we live in what we call America, which means that you can pretty much be a douche and have free speech. We don't have to like what you're saying. You can be an absolute dillhole if you would like. Look, as Sarah Boone, um, I don't know if you know this. I am cognizant and apropos and demonstrative of everything I know. I was on high school honor roll, and I still managed to, allegedly, without intent, play the dumbest game of hide and seek with my fun-sized boyfriend. Because it's not hide and seek if you know where the MFer is hiding, you giant piece of turdlet. Again, had you just said it was a weird kinky thing and he liked to be confined in small places, people wouldn't have asked questions as much. But no, you had to say hide and seek and film it because you're a weirdo. Hello, Christine. Nashville, Tennessee. Authorities in Tennessee have settled the First Amendment lawsuit for $125,000. The plaintiff's attorneys said Monday the suit was filed by a man who said he was arrested over a disparaging social media post about a law enforcement officer killed in the line of duty. Look, again, totally douchey thing to do. Not nice, not kind, not something I would do, not something I would endorse, but you are allowed to do it for now. Joshua Andrew Garton was arrested January 21st after posting a meme depicting two people peeing on a gravestone with a photo of Dixon County Sheriff's officer who was fatally shot in 2018 pasted onto the image. Garton's attorney filed a federal lawsuit in Nashville saying their client's First Amendment right to free speech was violated. Okay, I would like to know where the lawsuit is for the guy who is currently serving 7 years in prison because he wrote a fake, meme sort of S-posty kinda thing telling Hillary Clinton voters, "Hey, if you don't wanna, um, if you would like to vote by text, ha, 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 vote by text, or just go outside and yell Hillary outside and we'll catch it through the ether." Everyone knew it was a joke, but he is serving 7 years in prison, so I would like to know when memes become, free speech. Is it just, for one side or the other? I'm confused here. Because we've got some people serving time for free speech and some people not. So if we're gonna again, dumbness is dumbness, but what you gonna do? Well, okay, if you think you can text in your votes, I think we need to start talking about intelligence tests. Screw ID. Let's talk about intelligence tests to vote. But that's just my idea, and I'm a mouthy redhead who dresses up as Sarah Boone on the internet. So, it is what it is. Uh, Garton's post was captioned with "just showing my respect." Okay, he was obviously a giant booger face. And yes, he was disrespectful and gross. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation was called at the request of the district attorney Ray Crouch. Aw, it's just change one letter and it's crotch. I'm surprised that's comedy gold right there. I don't know why he didn't pick that. Again, Ray Crouch, and all you have to do is change one letter and it's crotch. It's like people don't even pick low-hanging fruit for comedy anymore. Investigators determined that the photo was taken from an album cover with a copy of Baker's official work portrait crudely edited onto the grave. Are we really investigating Photoshop? Does that mean that someone is going to knock at my door for my perfect strangers very crude meme? Am I going to have to explain to some investigator that I don't really know Balky? No, but you should at least know that there's 3 branches of government, you know, that there are 3, and that there you should at least know things that were covered in Schoolhouse Rock. Like, "I'm just a bill and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill." Come on. I just I need I need us to know basic civics, just a little bit, you know? Maybe one of the founding fathers, Quincy Adams, Shaft, Lincoln, Schwarzenegger. I mean, one of them. Garton was charged with harassment and jailed for nearly 2 weeks on a $76,000 bond until Dixon County judge dismissed the charges. Quote, First Amendment retaliation is illegal, and law enforcement officials who arrest people for offending them will pay a heavy fine and consequences, Garton's lead counsel David Horowitz said in a news release Monday. Quote, misbehaving government officials apologize with money. No, they apologize with your money. They don't have to pay a thing. Congratulations, taxpayers of Tennessee and Nashville. You will be paying $76,000 to this schmuck. Have fun with that. And Mr. Garton considers more than $1,000 per day that he was illegally incarcerated to be acceptable apology. A copy of the notarized settlement signed by Garton was included in the news release showing he agreed to accept $125,000 from the state to settle claims against 2 Tennessee Bureau of Investigations officials and Crouch, the district attorney. Yeah, believe me, whenever I tell someone we don't live in a democracy, the eyes that get done. And I'm like, we live in a representative republic. And then I'm like, I fear for this country. The agreement also says that the government defendants are not admitting wrongdoing, liability, or concession by settling, instead, seeking to avoid the burden and expense of continuing this litigation. These absolute government butt faces. A court filing on Monday by Garton's attorney notified the judge of the settlement and said the lawsuit should be dismissed. A Tennessee Bureau of Investigation spokesperson declined to comment. Crouch did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Documents released under a public records request filed by Horowitz show that investigators believed Garton's social media posts could be perceived as threatening or intimidating. Yes, because urinating is often seen as a threat in the animal kingdom. I've seen Fry pee on many things to establish dominance. What? To Baker's surviving relatives, even though he did not send it to them. Quote, Trolls will do what trolls do, and it appears that they and the lawyers forget that there are surviving family members who have rights as well," the TBI director David Roush said in a text conversation included in the records. Nobody lives in a democracy as the Greeks originally defined the term, but plenty of people do live in a democracy at the terms that we now use today. We live in an idiocracy. Let's be very honest. And, sometimes I like the dumpster fire, but sometimes I'd like to pretend that our lizard overlords have a plan because it makes me feel comforted at night. But then I look around at the world and I'm thinking, oh my God, they don't even know what they're doing either. Yeah, it's a constitutionally representative republic. It is what it is. In truth, it was supposed to be a federalist group of states, but we kind of let the federal government. This is not the stream for that, and I'm so cottonmouth, and, I never want to drink. I'm never that person. But has anyone seen Judge Wooten? I have at least 76 letters that I have written him just today because this chick has all these pens, and I have filled this letter, and I have about 83 to send letters to send to these YouTubers that owe me money because I know that this is a racket. You all have my money for making fun of me on these videos. New Alabama home owners find something unpleasant in the backyard freezer. New owners of an Alabama house found a unalive 19-year-old man stuffed inside a freezer in their backyard, leading to the arrest of the teen's parents. Now, stick with me here, children, because or not children, sorry. I'm thinking of my children because they're running up and down and making a lot of noise. But stick with me here, chat. But I mean, I'm going out on a limb, but if you're gonna unalive someone and put them in your freezer and you're gonna move, you think you'd take that freezer with like the frozen body with you? I mean, I'm not a forward planner as such, but I don't know. I think I'd put that on my moving to-do list. Like pack kitchen, clean out fridge, remember Great Aunt Edith's cookbook. Oh, body in freezer out back. I think that would be somewhere at the top of my list, to put in the U-Haul. But that's just me. Also note this channel does not give any moving of bodies advice. The new owners of an Alabama house found a dead 19-year-old man stuffed inside a freezer in their backyard, leading to the arrest of the teen's parents, authorities said. The owners were cleaning up the property on Sunday morning when they stumbled upon an old appliance concealing a badly decomposed body of Logan Michael Halstead, the Henry County Sheriff's Office said in a press release. Because the freezer was too heavy to lift, the owners began cleaning it out when they discovered a human hand. Could you imagine? I mean, we have all been there when you move into a house and generally there's like 1 or 2 boxes left by the old family and you're like, "Please." Well, okay, if you're me, like, "Please let it be something weird. Please let it be something weird." And usually it's just, like old books or something that they left behind or something, mundane. It's never something weird for me, and this family hits the jackpot of something weird. Rest in peace, this young man who probably lived a horrible life. But why in the actual F? The teen's family had rented the home, but moved away more than a month ago before the property owner sold it, Blankenship reportedly said. Halstead's parents, Michael Shane Halstead, 44, and Karen Tysinger Halstead, 43, were arrested and charged with abuse of a corpse. I mean, far be it from me, but I would think we would like talk about the murdering of the guy. But abuse of a corpse is a good place to start, I guess. And they are being held in jail without bond. Quote, "This is a very tragic situation, and our agency is committed to finding out the truth," the sheriff said in a statement. Well, so having not read the rest of the article, what I'm guessing here, Ghostery, is that the body was badly decomposed. They don't know the manner of death right now, as I'm in the article right now. So they are waiting until a forensic anthropologist looks at the bones and makes sure that uh, sees what they rule the death as being. Because if it was, say, like a strangulation or something, unless the hyoid bone is present and they can see some kind of stress in it, it wouldn't be something that would be readily apparent on the skeletal structure. But if it was, say, a stabulation or a pew-pew, that could be something that would be shown on a highly decomposed body anyway. So, my guess is that they're probably waiting for a forensic anthropologist to make sure that this is, while they probably guess it's a homicide, they, can't really say, "Hey, it's 100% for sure a murder." But let's continue with the article and we can probably figure it out. The investigation is still ongoing and information will continue to be released as the case progresses. So there's dad and there's mom, and they even have a lovely fence. I mean, that's a pretty nice fence. Logan Halstead suffered from medical issues, including spina bifida. WTVW reported. Blankenship told the station that the father claimed he suffered a manic episode and didn't remember how his son's body got into the non working freezer. He also claimed his wife was not involved, the sheriff said. In another odd twist, Michael Halstead allegedly told the authorities from another police department about his son's abandoned remains earlier this month, but the officers couldn't locate the body when they searched, sources told WTVY. Okay, so maybe it was many issues, but like I said, my guess is that they're waiting on further evidence to make sure that either this was an unexplained death or if. Yeah, I can't imagine the smell. Like, who couldn't have smelled? How did you look around and not smell this? Look, whoever sells these freezers, look, it would be cheap and tawdry and not in the best of taste, but that's a good seal, damn it. If you couldn't smell that walking around the property, and it had been there for a year or so. That's a good doggone seal. I'm just saying. And the fact that these people were cleaning it out, for the love I can't even deal with dog food. So Fry gets a mix of wet and dry food because he's a snob, and, one of the packets when I went to Walmart to pick up his, little packets of wet food had opened and it kind of had that yucky smell. I had to pick up an entirely different box because it was such a yucky smell, so I can't imagine the smell of that. I would've no, I don't do it must have been the same kind of freezer that Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull managed to somehow, you know, survive a big old kablowie of the nuclear type in that freezer. That must have been the type of freezer he had. It was avocado green too, in my head canon, not allegedly. Um, Only in Florida. This should be a segment. I think I'm gonna make a segment. Okay, we had a family friend pass away, and his house was without power for 2 months before someone came to clean it out. You couldn't smell the funk in the freezer until it was opened. Yeah, that freezer just needs to go with Jesus. That just needs some holy fire. Do not open, do not pass go, just let it go with Jesus. Debbie W, that yeah, I understand when I was cleaning out, um, the house that I had with my first husband before it was auctioned off. Long, 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 long story for another time.
Do I have to get these people have
I swear, the wall just gets 10 feet higher. I'm getting alligators, I'm getting gophers, I'm getting I'm getting sharks with lasers. Gi give me 1 second, I'm getting Fry. Fry. And Mr. Mo wonders why I get a little irritated. He's like, "We all support you." And I was like, "Yes, I'd like the support with a lock on my door. Thank you. I love you very much, and I appreciate your support." Right, I know. There are so many people, and you are being a really good boy. I know. You are Twitter-pated. I'm going to have to make a special only in Florida, but Florida deputies on the hunt for elusive booty patrol roaming the streets, pulling drivers over. God bless Florida. America's freedom dong gave us such treasures as the Adelsons and yours truly, Sarah Boone. Never stop. And Governor Ron DeSantis's wedge heels. I didn't know they made them for men, but God bless America. DeSoto County, Florida, deputies are on high alert as they try to apprehend the elusive booty patrol that's causing a stir on the streets of Florida. The DeSoto County Sheriff's Office is seeking the public's help in identifying the driver of a white Chevrolet Silverado impersonating law enforcement. The truck bearing the license plate look, this is the license plate. I'm not going to read it out just in case it runs afoul of YouTube's doxing stuff because I don't know and I don't want to be all crazy. It is equipped with red and blue lights and has the words "Booty Patrols" plastered on the side. And have any of these people had situational awareness, they would have read Booty Patrol, and said, "No, hell no, I'm not pulling over." Deputies said this vehicle was not only spotted in DeSoto County, but in others, albeit not explicitly naming them. Residents who have been pulled over by this suspicious vehicle or who have any information about these incidents are encouraged to call the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division at this number. So if you've been pulled over by the Blue Patrol, um, definitely call this number, but then email me because I would like to interview you because that is freaking hilarious. And yes, it is, in fact, a crime to impersonate a police officer, so don't do it. But, I mean, these people have Booty Patrol on their car. It's hilarious, and welcome, Veilhammer Media. Your cooperation is crucial in helping us address this issue and ensuring the safety of our community. Thank you, Nicholas Starro Trial Watch. If you had DeSantis's heels and inlays, you would be 6'10". Yes, you would. And thank you, Ann Serkin, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. So, yes, if you see the Booty Patrol at any place and you're call the DeSoto Sheriff's County office and then, send a picture to me if you happen to catch a picture in that order, preferably, please. And we always we get the heroes we deserve. And God bless Kim Kardashian. What in the actual I could not believe this, but this is the puff piece that that I found, and oh dear Jesus, we have to read this. Skims offers or launches new faux nipple bra to help fight climate change, because when you think climate change, you think nipples. What the actual hell? You know, Out of the darkness will emerge the hero we deserve, and dear God, it's Kim Kardashian with fake nipples. This is from the Daily Beast, bringing us all the pertinent news. Kim Kardashian Skims has just dropped a new ad campaign featuring the inclusive shapewear's brand's new launch last week, the Ultimate Nipple Bra. The cleverly self-aware titillating video, pun intended, for the love of all that is holy. When is this asteroid supposed to come? I thought we were getting the asteroid of heavenly silence and peace, but we are not. We have nipple bras because of course we do. Because what does the world need? Climate change nipple bras. I can't. My life my life is now complete. We have reached critical dumpster fire. But let's see how are we changing the world and making the world a better place with boob play, I guess. Uh Apparently how we are going to change the world is that for every nippular bra that you buy, uh Kim Kardashian will donate 1% to the planet. Look, it comes with fake nippular areas, for the love of all that is holy. Okay, so why? Look, if you're like me, and I am only just me, and everyone has their own opinion, but I generally don't like to flash my nippular area to all the peoples because I'm married. Well, look, I was married for 3 years and I was seeing George for no, I was dating George for 3 years and I've only been divorced for 1.5 years. I don't do math. But, I know that Mo doesn't wanna be flashing just nippular areas all over pa just all over the world. What in God's name is this unholy l most women get extra concealy bits to go over for the I give up. In other news, well, there you go, Velhammer. If you'd like to buy your first nipple bra, Skims is apparently selling them, and 1% of the profits will go to the earth. I don't know where in the earth. Maybe Kim Kardashian just throws, like, Kylie Jenner's lip stuff at the map, and then wherever it dings, she throws the 1 cent that you spend on these things. I'm sure it's an $80 damn bra that's probably uncomfortable AF. Let's be honest. McDonald's revenue soars as it hikes menu prices. This seems redundant, but okay. $18 Big Macs. Hmm. It's almost like there's a correlation between paying people $18 an hour and prices increasing. Nah, that's math. Never mind. McDonald's on Monday reported that its revenue was up 14% last quarter, a surge the burger giant says was driven by strategic menu price increases. Little peanut, happy Halloween. Yeah, believe me, the sticker shock is not unnoticeable. The d Look, the dollar menu has disappeared at McDonald's. You can get, like, half a fry. Yeah, who on I I do not like Big Macs. If if I'm gonna go to McDonald's, it's gonna be for chicken nuggets, and I haven't had those in years. If I'm gonna get a burger, honestly, it's gonna be from Wendy's. So, I'm sorry, but McDonald's, I haven't had a burger from you or bought any food from you in years, and you're way expensive. You got a little big for your britches. You were supposed to be for, those of us who are not too rich. The Golden Arches brought in a total of 6.69 billion in revenue for 3-month period that ended in September 30th. Okay. Now y'all want to set your clock for the amount of time that AOC or any other one of these economic geniuses are going to be on the news in 5.2 seconds telling people that we need a $25 an hour, living wage because they made record profits. I'm telling you, I'm gonna turn on CNN tomorrow, and it's gonna be, "McDonald's made 6.69 billion in revenue." Yet, however, McDonald's, which has 13,513 restaurants in the US and over 38,000 abroad, did not disclose how much the franchisor has increased its prices, which generally vary between locations. One branch in Carden, Connecticut, charged as much as $18 for a Big Mac combo meal, which includes medium drink and fries. Well, that same Big Mac combo will run hungry patrons $13.69 at the McDonald's in Times Square. Shares of McDonald's closed up 1.7% at $260.15 this day, I guess. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, look, it's basic economics. I understand we don't teach it anymore. I wish we really, really did because people don't understand things, but we need to teach basic life skills. We need to teach basic economic skills. We need to teach basic things in school. These are not terribly difficult concepts, but we continue to fail spectacularly at them. Net income rose to 2.3 billion, up from 1.98 billion at the same period last year. The same store sales in the US increased by 8.1%, again attributed to price hikes. So again, we are going to have, and y'all, I will make a bet. I will Friday, F it Friday night. If AOC or one of those people are not on CNN in the next week talking about how people need to pay the fast food workers, $25 or an extra bajillion dollars an hour because of these numbers, I will take a shot because I know these numbers are gonna come out, and then someone is gonna say, "Well, then they made all this money, they can pay their workers X amount more, not realizing that paying their workers X amount more is going to cause an increase in service fees and everything else. Now, I say this, and I'm fully willing to take that shot if I'm wrong. But I have a feeling since this is coming out and is being reported on in the New York Post, we are going to have some talking heads somewhere use these numbers as reasons to say that we need all of the monies to go to living wages. But here's the thing, guys, and call me crazy, but generally, fast food work is supposed to be your starting out job as a teen to learn how to just have a job. It's not supposed to be your, you know, raise a family job. And I'm not saying that to people that work in fast food. I know people that do. It's generally not supposed to be. And I am a big fan of teaching people to work in the trades. Not everyone has to go to college. We have so many people that could be so gifted with their hands. I know. But learning skills, learning things that give them pride in themselves and, building things, accomplishing things, and things like that. But instead, we're encouraging people to go to school for things that maybe not everyone has to go to college. Not everyone is built for college. I wasn't. You are looking at a two-time college dropout. It is what it is. I wasn't very proud of it for a long time. I don't have a college degree. It's maybe I will get one, you know, when I'm older. I don't feel the need to right now. And that's okay. Not everyone needs one, but we need to stop selling kids on this path to, you know, you must go to college, you must take out debt, you must spend your life as, you know, with all of this debt you've acquired as a young child when you really didn't understand what all this debt would mean. Aw. Well, Veilhammer Media, but you understand all this computer science that I really don't. You understand magic. Okay. A suspect tried to flee after in kind of odd news. Well, spelling is look, we have a semi-Germanic language, which means that they say I before E except after C, but here's 127 words that doesn't mean crap about. So they lie to you. And then you have, mice and mooses and mises and creases and all the other things. You know, yeah. I mean, we have different types of intelligence, and not all of them can be measured by a college degree. And it is what it is. So, maybe we should stop shaming people. Maybe we should start really telling people to encouraging kids to go into different careers, to have a skill to fall back on. That's what I'm telling my kids. Of course, everyone can tell their kids their own things. I hand out no life advice on this. I have screwed up so many things. So, I am a mouthy redhead on the internet that is just here to entertain. All right. So, a suspect tried to flee after a canine unit tracked a missing woman from her abandoned vehicle into a resident, police stated. This is from Law and Crime. A suspect tried to flee the area as officers closed in on finding a missing woman found not alive in a basement, but officers arrested this person on unrelated charges. Excuse me, and the investigation continues, says cops in Willatomic, Willamette, somewhere in Connecticut. Authorities did not identify the people involved, but the city police chief, Paul M. Hussey, interesting, called it one of the worst cases he's ever seen. Quote, "This is a deeply troubling case on many levels and one of the worst cases I've seen in 27 years of law enforcement," he said. "Our condolences go out to the family of the victim." The officer said the woman's family contacted them Saturday at approximately 2 p.m. The relatives said that she'd been missing since mid morning. They believed her to be in Willimantic, which is about 30 miles east of Hartford. Police responded to the area of Chapman Street, where they determined her vehicle was no longer present. But they found it nearby, however. A canine unit tracked from her vehicle to a home where she was believed to be, officers said. Quote, "Upon arrival back at the residence, a suspect was seen fleeing from the area and was detained by Willimantic police officers who searched the residence and located the woman in the basement," cops said. The suspect was arrested at the scene on unrelated charges. Okay, how is it unrelated charges? I mean, I know I'm not a lawyer person, and I'm only slightly tipsy because I am not Sarah Boone's levels of able to drink all of the things, but you, sir, have a dead body in your basement. How in the world can you be charged on unrelated things? The world will never know. It's like that Tootsie Pop commercial, but I'm sure legal minds will explain it to us because this is law and crime. So Dan Abrams, get to splainerating. The suspect was arrested or this while this investigation continues, authorities did not release information on the circumstances around the woman's death, but added that there is no danger to the public at this time and it appears to be an isolated incident. They ask that anyone with information on this incident contact the Connecticut State Police. Willimantic officers did not immediately respond to Law and Crime's request for more information. So, those are the news stories for today. What was I gonna say? Oh, yes, and it's supposed to be cold in new news. Yes, it's cold. It's cold and it's cold. Of course it's cold. It's the middle of, it's late fall and going into winter. In new news, we have seasons. Who knew? I mean, the only thing that's really amazing is that Dallas is getting cold. So you're going to see a bunch of people in the South that have never had.
How we done now?
I'm getting sharks with lasers. Sharks with freaking lasers. That is it for Newsy News this Halloween. I hope you've had a good evening. I hope you have a good Halloween. I hope it is safe. I hope that you guys have either all the candy you want or none of the candy you want. You know, whichever, if you have goals in mind, I hope you have all the candy you don't want so you don't aren't tempted to cheat, if you are saying "F it," then I hope your children bring home the candy that you want, so, it is what it is. I hope I was saying that it's cold in Dallas and that people aren't used to it being cold, but everywhere else is pretty much used to it being chilly in the end of October. I was saying it's cold in Dallas, but I hope you guys are having a wonderful rest of your Halloween. I hope you have, you know, I hope all of your kids had a good day. I hope you had a great day. And I hope that you guys, like I said, I hope if you are staying on goals, your kids bring home all the candy you don't like. And if you are just having fun with it, I hope they bring home all the candy you do like, you know? Because it is always fun to, maybe find that one big Reese cup that you do like, and then I hope that everyone brushes their teeth right before bed because, nothing says Halloween like making sure every single one of the wild feral bunch brushes their teeth after all of the 900 pounds of candy and sugar. Yes, I know it's supposed to be pretty cold, it kinda tickles me pink that people in Indiana are kind of complaining that it's cold when we're kind of used to the weather being cold. Uh, but I will be going out to help Mr. Mo finish up handing out candy because it stops about 8 p.m. and maybe start a fire in the fireplace. I hope you have the wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow for morning with Mo and Fry, and then the Charlie Adelson case with Nicholas, and then nightly newsy news tomorrow. And I promise tomorrow I will get the membership video done. I had some lab work done today, and the hospital was way backed up, so my plan to get it done today just did not happen, so I will plan to do that. I have nothing planned other than that tomorrow, so it will get done. Have a wonderful evening and good night.